Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update, and we're going to talk a lot about what's going on in the space. We are first going to cover the metaverse. It's a high stakes bet, and there are a lot of people betting that they can move or push or derail Facebook out of the space. Also, a rumor that was floating around last week, it's proven to be false. I'm going to give you the truth on that one. And some strong comments coming from Ripple's general counsel, that would be Mr. Stu Alderoty, along with Jeremy Hogan points out that the SEC is really playing dirty now. There is great news on the XRP ledger, growth like you won't believe in terms of new active addresses in the last 6 months. The number is quite shocking. And finally, guess how many positions are open for the new liquidity hub being built by Ripple? This is getting them closer to realizing their goal of becoming the Amazon of crypto. First, we're looking at Bitcoin at the time of this recording, 58,838. We've lost a lot in the market in the last 24 hours, 2.36%, a total market cap now of 2.56 trillion. Volume is down a lot, 7%. But I tell you, in this mixed market, there are still some projects that are pushing into the green, pushing big time, actually. And those are those that are focusing on the metaverse and gaming ecosystem. Still strong, really strong. Decentralized up 13%. Sandbox up 24%. My Builder Alice up 19%. Mobox up 40%. Mana still up 13%. And last but not least, and definitely not least, is Gala, up 29% on the 24-hour, 187% on the 7-day, trading at 24 cents. I was on the channel of Brian and Dino with Sentiment yesterday. We covered a little bit of Gala, a little bit of ADA, and a little XRP. I want to play a clip for you on the portion of Gala Games, because this is a project I really like, and I explain some of those reasons here. Here we go.
Yeah, let's take a look at Gala. Again, kind of more limited metrics on the same.
So, I think
scales.
actually, yeah, while you share the metrics, I think Eric can maybe tell us a little bit more about Gala for people that are not familiar with the project and what it does and why you're excited about it, Eric.
Yeah, I'm excited because they are taking some of the ingredients that are most focused on right now, which is NFTs, play to earn, and the in-game ownership. So those three factors rolled into one, and soon being also integrating onto the Flare network when the mainnet goes live. And I'm just, the team is just unbelievable, and they are so incredibly active in terms of being creative and engaging with the community, and they have an amazing Discord, and there are just people within the project that are just really, really top tier in terms of their skill and their passion. They have they just have a real true passion in the gaming industry, and they have a lot of just talent, just tons of talent. Yeah, I think Gala is one to keep your eye on. And if we stick with the metaverse just for a little bit, we have the Winklevoss twins. They have raised $400 million to protect the metaverse from Meta, which is Facebook. Yeah, all eyes are on building a metaverse filled with virtual, holographic, augmented reality. This is the new version of the internet, and there's going to be two paths, one centralized path and one decentralized path. And as this article points out, the decentralized path is one that will better protect the rights and dignity of individuals. Their 400 million is going to really be a direct duel with Zuckerberg. Don't forget, the twins spent 11 million of their $65 million settlement with Facebook on Bitcoin. They own about 1% of all Bitcoin in existence. But the competition, in all seriousness, is good, very healthy to have that ability to push against those centralized versions. And the Fortnite maker, who sees the metaverse as a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity, that would be CEO Tim Sweeney. He pushes back also against these centralized controls, making a profound statement that he believes no company can own the metaverse. The projected future of the internet he spoke about really should not be a closed software ecosystem. And I couldn't agree more. At the end of the day, I think most people who understand the difference between a centralized or decentralized version are going to pick out the decentralized metaverse. Now, there were some rumors floating around last week that you may have heard about, and that was that Klaus Schwab, the chairman of the World Economic Forum, had been arrested in Switzerland on fraud. Well, no, it is false. Reuters, with their fact-check team, has brought us the highest standards, as they always do and have done for like 170 years, to tell us that that is just not true. And I know everybody makes mistakes, but I'm feeling lucky to have someone like Reuters making the effort to bring us accuracy in this space. Ripple's general counsel, that would be, Mr. Stu Alderoty. He has blasted the SEC's approach to crypto companies, arguing that when the SEC doesn't get unconditional surrender, it ramps up intimidation and aggression. And in other countries, we call this tyranny. Pretty strong words. Alderoty elaborated in this interview with Protocol that the aggression of the SEC is really significantly damaging the U.S. position in the new crypto technology space. That is so unfortunate. This is a fantastic article. I'm going to put a link to it in the description below. It's worth your time. And can you believe Gensler has been in this position for 9 months already? And he has DeFi in his crosshairs, as Jeremy tells us in his new video that was uploaded today. The SEC is going global. They're going after Terra. Terra is a Singaporean company, and they are led by a CEO that is South Korean. Yeah, Mr. Do, the founder, met with the SEC in July for about 5 hours on a discussion, which then was followed up with a request from the SEC for more documents. But, you know, Mr. Do is saying, listen, we are a foreign company, nothing to do with the United States. I mean, foreign national and a foreign company, yet the SEC delivered a subpoena to Mr. Do when he was in New York for a convention as he was using an elevator. I mean, this is just getting crazy, unbelievable. It's ridiculous what is happening and the overreach that is occurring. India is, as I said in the video that I did before this one, is starting to figure it out. And this is great, meaning they don't want to ban crypto. They have really come to a consensus that they want to regulate it in a way that brings, I think, competitiveness. They see what's going on in Singapore and in Thailand and Australia, and they are really, I think, worried about being left behind through the financial benefits of staying on top of cryptocurrency, as countries all around him are doing. He does have this great new, refreshing, open-mindedness. I'm talking about the Prime Minister. He does, though, in this particular article, want to cooperate with other nations together to help him make his decision. I think he's not confident to do it on his own. And yeah, it's an easier place to be among other nations than be a single person who can be highlighted and take the blame if something goes wrong. I think real leaders don't wait for a consensus, But I am thrilled that we have this new narrative coming from India, and I feel very hopeful that they will move in the right direction quickly. And if we take a look at the healthy and robust ecosystem of the XRP ledger, this is really great. This is another portion of the time I spent with Dino and Brian yesterday. Sentiment has just these wonderful on-chain metrics that are really giving everyone an opportunity to know what's going on behind many of the projects. So I will play this portion here where Brian is talking about the ledger going into skyrocket territory. Yeah, it's really great. All right, here we go.
We're looking at the last 6 months of the total amount of active addresses that have been in use on the XRP network, and we can very clearly see that we have gone absolutely into skyrocket territory. We were sitting at, mid-July, about 11.3K, give or take, 11 to 12K, we would call it, on a per-day basis. And we actually peaked just a few days ago at 142.7 thousand. So we're talking about maybe an 11x.
An 11x. I think not all, but a good portion of this growth is coming from the use of the Sum app, and also because of all of the airdrops that are happening and the NFT projects that are going on the XRP ledger. We've got just so much happening in terms of airdrops that even now at XRP_airdrops is creating a very, very handy Google Doc, because there's just so much going on. One person can't keep track of it all. And I was looking at his Google Doc earlier today and noticed this one here, which I also was kind of prompted to have a peek through somebody copying me on Twitter. So I did look, and it's interesting. They're going to have an airdrop on November 21st. It's an 8-bit AI generated cat sold as an NFT on the XRPL. And I love it. When meow. But the interesting part about this one is that it has charity at its core. Parts of the proceeds go to a charity for the well-being and care of pets, many who are trying to find their forever home, and some that need veterinary assistance. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can check out and do your own research. I think it does a very good cause. That's interesting that these NFTs are actually able to share their funds with really good charities out there. Here we have Shohei Ohtani, arguably the very best baseball player now ever to have lived. He played in Japan and he was picked up by the Anaheim Angels. He's very fun to watch. He is now the cryptocurrency exchange ambassador for FTX. And if you had watched some of the recaps of the speakers that were at the Swell event, you would have noticed that the FTX founder was one of those speakers, and they do a lot of championing for focusing on animal protection. So that's, again, we've got crypto that is able to share the proceeds for really, I think, important charities out there. I'm really happy to see Ohtani-san in this position. I can't believe it. It's just great. Now, liquidity. This is Ripple's liquidity hub. 22 positions are open with a focus on this new offering. It's going to be unique. It's going to be visionary, and they're going to do something that's never been done before. Simplify crypto access for enterprises. They'll be able to offer those trading services to their customers, moving value like information moves today. Software as a service business. So this is definitely looking like the Amazon of crypto. Why am I excited as an XRP holder? Because it brings payments, that solution of payments into a whole new big pie. That's a big pie of crypto that will be worth trillions. That's why I'm happy. All right, we are jumping to the fluff, and yeah, I just had to share the newest photograph that was uploaded by Tatsuya Tanaka. He's the Japanese photographer that uses real world objects with food to create these very, very cute, creative scenes. Here we have a watermelon that is working perfect as a ship, and it's being sent off with the people standing on a deck of bamboo that's used to roll and form and shape the maki rolls as it goes off into a sea of salt. I love it. They just make me smile. And then I just couldn't help but share with you what Domino's is doing. Yep, Domino's Pizza in Japan is making a pizza to be eaten with chopsticks. How about that? Oh gosh, everyone. Yeah, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. It's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from, well, not Japan because I'm out traveling, but we're still going to look at the market and we're still going to see who is able to push into the green in this sea of red. Also, 3 big regulatory moves, one coming from Israel, one coming from India, and one from the United States. You want to know the details. And who took out a full-page ad in the Financial Times? That is really interesting. And last but not least, Ripple is being accused of shady marketing, that their partnerships were nothing but a bunch of hype, and the executives committed fraud in doing so. Well, we're going to take a look at who said that, and I'm going to show you some facts that can easily dispute it. All eyes on Bitcoin as it has dipped below the $60,000 mark. It is sitting now at $60,670. But the fierce trading has swings that are pretty wild right now. The snorting bulls on Twitter have been saying that we are going nowhere but up. However, you can see the market lost about 200 billion in a matter of hours. Well, I don't think this is really anything yet. You just wait until we have a drop of 1 trillion and then you get my attention. But I know for people who are hodling, this is, well, maybe a good time to cost average in. And for those that are swing trading, I think you love this volatility. And if you're new to this space, and I mean if you came in 2021, welcome to crypto. The dips can be much more violent than this. This is not that bad. And you just want to remember to always buy low and sell high and know that this market is ruled by greed, fear, and the whales. They are the ones that move the market. So when you look at the top 100, there is one name in particular that really caught my attention down here in the corner. That is Gala Games. Gala is in my portfolio, so of course I'm very happy for this movement. They are a legend, really, in that they were founded by somebody who has been operating in a variety of games for years. And this particular project is giving players control of their game assets. That is something you really need to know that differentiates them. And they also are embracing earn to play and NFTs. So they are perfectly positioned to really be successful in this timing. Being a holding for me, I'm quite satisfied with this particular movement. They have a lot going on, and I recommend that you follow here at Bitbender Brink. This is their logo. And this is Bitbender, as we kind of call him for short. I've had him on the channel twice. I recommend you follow him if you want to follow this project. They are really, really moving like very few move. Here he is with an interview with Hyobi. And also, they were listed on Huobi as well as Coinbase Pro in the last 24 hours. So you can take a peek at their preview of a full episode that is going to air very, very soon. All right, let me highlight some regulatory movements here. First one is in Israel. Up to now, everyone investing in cryptocurrencies would have had difficulty transferring any profits to a bank because of the fear of money laundering. Banks were saying, no, 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 we can't take it. But now the banks will formulate an orderly policy designed to enable them to receive the money if the trading took place with an entity meeting the requirements of the ordinance and holding a license. This is a very, very positive step for crypto and, of course, for Israel. And then we have India. Fantastic news. The Parliamentary Standing Committee and crypto stakeholders ended a meeting on Monday with a consensus that the digital assets should be regulated, not banned. Currently, banks and financial institutions there were banned from providing services related to crypto, but it looks like they are poised to change this. Obviously, they see what is happening in countries like Singapore, Australia, Thailand. They are leapfrogging ahead. And I think India, like the United States, is really not wanting to fall so far behind that they can't catch up. So the other big regulatory moves is coming from the United States with Ripple, arguably the most important development for the approaching regulation. And this is with their framework for crypto asset regulation to achieve public policy by public-private collaboration, one of which is an innovation of sandboxes, which I found interesting, something that Southeast Asia has been doing a lot of. So Susan Friedman, the head of policy at Ripple, is in conversations to help shape the broader industry as a whole. So this is really Ripple embracing everybody, and trying to eliminate the barriers so that innovation can happen. One of those 3 aspects that they are putting in this framework is an act of 2021, which is a working group of regulators and market participants. It's a bill that was sponsored by Representative McHenry, and it has been received in the Senate. And then the second one is the Securities Clarity Act that is sponsored by Tom Emmer. I think a lot of the XRP holders are familiar with that name. It was introduced in July, and it's been referred to the House Committee on Financial Services. So there's a summary in progress. And then the third thing is that sandbox environment. It is going to recommend the incorporation of the safe harbor regime. And if all 3 of these are embraced, then it will provide the clarity that everybody is looking for. There's a whole lot, too, in this full-page ad that was in the Financial Times. Look at the logo, and you can see on the bottom right, it came from Binance. I looked at each one of these. I want to tell you because the picture that was put on Twitter is very difficult to read. The print is so small. So it starts off with there's a whole world beyond Bitcoin and Dogecoin. One where financial opportunity is accessible to everyone, not just the privileged few. And to welcome the next billion users, I love the way Binance thinks. Binance is working with regulators to support global framework, and they have 10 fundamental rights for crypto users. Yeah, so this is a full-page ad in November 16th's Financial Times. The rights are as follows. Everyone should have access to financial tools for economic independence. Smart regulation to keep users safe. KYC, know your customer. Privacy is a human right, so the personal data should have strict levels of protection. There should be safe custody. There should be healthy markets with robust liquidity. There should be crypto investors that are deserving
to access these emerging technologies. We're talking about staking, yield farming, NFTs. The right should also be to have accurate information, no deceptive advertising, and I would like to say no deceptive media headlines, but that's probably an impossibility. The second to last is things like crypto should be fairly settled. And the last one is crypto holders have the right to share their voice in how this market is shaped. I love it. I just love it. I think you can see here when they do a headline like this, crypto is evil, it gives you this example of how very often this space is portrayed wrongly, and there are rights that the crypto holders should be able to receive in a marketplace that is fairly regulated and has the support from the regulators as well. All right, here is a headline to an article that no doubt is being read, shared, discussed big time. Ripple guilty of fraud, but not securities law violations. And it comes from Masari's Salkus. This is Ryan Salkus. He's the CEO, and he has a very long history of hating on the company Ripple and the digital asset XRP. And I have to be honest, I'm missing Moon Lambo's commentary on this, but I know that he is currently taking care of some family business with an unexpected loss of his mother. And I just am sure, Moon Lambo, that everyone wishes you their condolences, and we have you in our prayers. But boy, would I love to hear your comments on this. You know, Ryan, in a Twitter thread, he attacked the SEC leadership. He is very much having a critical opinion on how Gensler is handling his responsibility, but also too, he is pointing out that in his opinion, the safe harbor that was proposed by Commissioner Pierce, if it hadn't been ignored, it may have prevented fraud. And what he means is that he's taking a position that the XRP holders were misled by the Ripple executives. They selectively disclosed certain data, and they hyped partnerships. The safe harbor, he believes, would have provided information that would have eliminated the information asymmetry. And that asymmetry means kind of that imbalance of information. So asymmetry, yeah, definitely works when you're talking about bonsai. It is what you try to achieve, but maybe not so much in investing, right? So here's my comment to Ryan. He has an axe to grind. And I don't know why, Ryan, but you still just continue to swing that axe, which isn't doing anybody any positive favor at all for this space. Secondly, fraud. If you really want to look at fraud, just take a look at the Ethereum ICO. It has a multitude of fraud in an extreme way and downright criminal. I mean, especially when you talk about how the leadership of that project was actually coaching people how to disguise their large purchases so they could be a whale and go under the radar. I mean, really, let's just really put things into perspective here. And announcing partnerships, well, I think it's very important. I don't think it's shady marketing at all, because many, many of those announcements turned out to be real use cases of on-demand liquidity, ODL, using the digital asset XRP. Let's just take a look at one from 2016. This is Flash FX, a partnership announcement, and they were using ODL. They're now today using ODL in multiple corridors, growing their volume to date. I've had the CEO on the channel twice. This is a partnership that was very much worthy of the announcement. You have this Ripple announcement with Instarem, now Neum. It is not only an on-demand liquidity user, but Neum is now the first payments unicorn in Southeast Asia, having raised a Series D fund. And it's on track to IPO, bringing RippleNet into many, many regions around the world, having it ODL ready, just waiting for regulations to come into place. Let's take a look at Osimo. The Osimo partnership, February 2020. Yes, ODL, bringing real utility to XRP. And then one that you just cannot mention. It is the partnership that created this joint venture that is now SBI Ripple Asia. RippleNet rails, thanks to SBI, are in Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. We've got on-demand liquidity going from Japan to the Philippines. There's the building of the FX swaps market using XRP as a bridge for settlement. We have had pilots with Sumitomo Bank, with Japan using XRP for their remittances to a group company in Singapore. There's a creation of a fund that's weighted in XRP backed 1-to-1. There's an esports team that's paid out in salary of XRP. There's XRP used as a shareholder benefit. I mean, I just don't, I'm going to stop there, and that's not the entire list. These partnerships are real. And these partnerships are driving the utility of the digital asset XRP. You don't change a legacy system overnight. And many of these partnerships that were announced in 2016, 17, 18 have now come to fruition. I don't want to lose the audience by just going on and on and on. But I think, Ryan, you just haven't studied at all. Because when you make those kind of comments, it just doesn't make sense. All right, we're jumping to the fluff. Before I totally jump, I have to tell you that Bank XRP, and I'm not sure he's the original person who tweeted this out. So if I'm missing anything like who the original person was, I'm really sorry. I just happened to catch Bank XRPs, but I see that there are a lot of people tweeting this. It is the tweet that XRP needs an emoji on Twitter. And I think it's a great idea, but I also do know that Jack is a Bitcoin maximalist, so that's going to be a little bit of a hard one, I think, to achieve, especially since he put in the Ethiopian country flag for Ethereum as what he thought was funny. I didn't think it was too funny. And in addition to that, when you want a branded emoji, last I heard from when he gave that as an option for companies, he wanted $1 million per emoji. I'm not sure. Do we really, need to spend money on that? I think it'd be nice. Yeah, but I guess, I don't know. Well, let's just jump into the fluff. Because that price tag of $1 million for a branded emoji, is it really worth it? I'm not sure. I will tell you, though, that in 2022, we're likely going to see 107 new emojis, bringing that under the Unicode Consortium for 3,460 official emoji. Emoji is a Japanese word. It's actually pronounced e in Japanese, which means picture, and moji means character. So this is really cute when you see what has come to be added in 2022. There's a melting face. There's a heart shape with the hand gesture. There's also going to be a lotus flower. Yeah, a few really good ones. I don't know if you're using any emoji when you text or do any of the Twitter, but I have found that it's kind of fun to use. The very first emoji was created by Shigetaka Kurita in Japan for the NTT Docomo phones. And there were at that time 176 of them in a 12 by 12 pixel. And that would be from 1999. Kind of interesting. And I am still stuck in the 80s. Don't ask me why. I never used this in the 80s, but I have found that I still in the 2020s find the cow emoji, cow meaning face and moji meaning character, to be kind of cool. They were extremely popular in Japan during the 1980s, kind of these simple faces out of pre-existing glyphs that were already in your reach in terms of what you could use. And if you follow me on Twitter or read the comment sections, I think you'll see that I use it. And it's because I love the retro style. I just personally think it's cool. But in Japan, things are a little bit different. And I don't know if you can say ahead, but they've graduated. They're not so much using those emoji like you see now. They have gone to what is called these animated stickers. They're called stickers. And the company Line, which is the go-to text app in Japan, they have thousands and thousands of these animated stickers, which you can see here. I can buy this baby gorilla goodie for $1.99, and they're all just adorable, right? And I know most people have 10 or 15 or 20 different animated stickers and characters that they like and buy. I happen to really like this character goodie. I think it's awfully cute. I might have to add this to my collection. Anyway, I just don't doubt that this is probably going to catch on in other parts of the world. And maybe it has, and I just don't know it. I know it's not really here in the US, but if you are using these animated, that's cute, kind of angry, or I've had enough. If you're using these animated stickers in your country, I'd love to hear it. I think it would be fun to know where that is taking place. Let's look at this one. The baby gorilla goodie. I love it. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.